deck you. This is gonna be a strange episode. Like I'm trying to create stuff with modern cards, which I don't do very often. It's not like I'm going to play a tournament or anything like that, but the more I think about it, as I like Strixhaven. I like Strixhaven in a way that if you're a new player, I think Strixhaven would be perfect because you're not bogged down by any kind of like, this set is underpowered. But if you're an older player, you should want a set that isn't crazy powered, because you should be used to what the power level that you were used to, instead of new cards always getting cheaper and cheaper and more powerful and making your old stuff absolutely worthless. Strixhaven was almost a reset of that, and kind of a reimagining of the Urza's block, which is probably one of my favorite blocks of all, which was all about a wizarding school. That's what this is. So when I first saw, let's say, Star Pupil, I didn't really think much of it at that point. He's kind of like the mirrors, where you would get like the modular mirrors. It would an artifact that you would get a +1 counter on, and then you can move that counter. So that's his specific ability. But when you have so many cards in it that allow you to add counters to him, he can be rather useful. A great place to put the counters, and if he dies, then you move them to another creature, as long as you have one, of course. There are creatures that also gain more power every time you play a sorcerer instant, or even copying the instant. But all of that is really useful when you have stuff like this, these little plant dogs. So this guy has come in and he's got his counter, and maybe you put another one on him or whatever. When this guy comes in, just kill him. And he is not only a 5/4, he's even more powerful than that. But if you don't want to kill that guy, what you probably want to do is kill your pests. There's a lot of different ways in this game now to make these little pest tokens, which are awesome little chump blockers. You gain a life if they die, and you don't really care about them that much, which is pretty cool. So if you want to sack them to the Bayou Groff, if you want to just leave them out there to die, stopping a huge attack, you can. And then I was really interested, the whole thing of learning is allowing, let's see, one of these. Each one of these has lessons to learn, which are cards in your sideboard. So when you learn, you throw out some, you can go through all of your cards and go, what do I need right now? And it's in your hand, and you can play it whenever you can. Learning is cool, but also helping others. Imagine searching and putting into play a couple lands as well as having a couple lands in your hand. Yeah, for 6, that sounds about right, I guess. Or pay a little bit less, 4 lands for 4. But you gotta give one to your opponent. What's better? I like this lesson the most of all. This mastery lesson is telling you that maybe it's better to help than to just keep it all for yourself. I like Strixhaven, and if you're starting out, I hope you start there. It's a great place to start.